Would you care to take part in a little warm-up? Please forgive me. I think I might be enjoying this a bit too much. Oh, what a complete moron. Well. This is quite the find. It must be my lucky day.
Set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Flying Nimbus!
Yo, Super Saiyan, I'm sick right now. What's up with you?
You're a big help.
Power key. Go slot it.
Please help me.
Welcome. Thank you.
You still want to play a match?
Flying Nimbus!
Welcome. That won't work for you.
Alright, after this, I'll open the room key.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. I'm an android, you see, and you can call me by my name.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man. Stay calm.
Hey, great!
Stay calm.
You found another power key. Use it quick.
Oh, man.
That's a
I
new
was sick
power key.
from 2 days
Place it
ago,
now.
but I woke up really sick today.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. Ally down! If you intend Watch out for enemies.
Now find this E key, man. I have no idea where this shit
It
is.
seems you've increased your power as well. Do you want me to show you?
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
You're a fool if you think I'm just going to let you get away.
I just have a sore throat. Everybody knows. My eyes are watery. Oh, no one has a power key radar, and I was in E the whole time. I have no idea where this shit is, bro.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
So disappointing.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Holy hell. Oh, man.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Oh, what a complete moron.
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done.
Holy hell.
Make good use of them.
Here comes a pain.
Think before rushing in.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Oh, come on! Please forgive me. You bastard!
Alright, Super Saiyan, you ready? Alright, cool.
But as the ultimate harbinger and being what will eradicate you, for you have brought war upon the heavens along with each of these mortal realms in which you sought out to destroy, as well as also single-handedly forging an abomination within yourself by mixing and merging together both your power and your nature along with your essence with the former glory and the former might of the fallen angel who had once sealed you away, and only thus having to further create the living and walking abomination in which you currently are now. And it's because you had also went on to utterly and completely desecrate the very foundation of the multiverse's laws by spreading your vile
we'll see.
twisted essence from the demon realm.
This was only my that was my first match. I don't remember how long it took.
The punishment that I have lined up for you will be just the kind of pain that is needed in order for you to go and learn your lesson once and for all here, demon. So in the meantime, I will need for you to go and relinquish your position here against this creature. The Grand Priest went on to address Whis by healing him, for I will hereby now be the one who will be extracting the multiverse from the jaws of this abomination, with Whis responding, "Venerable Minister, but I must ask, how are you able to go and register everything that it was that had happened here if you had been already locked away by the time Raijin had been successful?" With the Grand Priest responding, "Now while myself along with Zeno's Omni Guards had been swiftly taken and temporarily held captive within the angelic prison realm via the power of the Super Dragon Balls, through the haze of that very captivity I was dimly able to detect the surging anarchy that was rising all across the multiverse," the Grand Priest says, "precipitated by Raijin's integration of both his essence and his power with Murno's former glory and magnificence, in only now having to escalate the peril to unprecedented heights. And because this creature is beginning to grow more and more unstable due to the conflicting and contradictory natures of having to combine his demonic potential along with an angelic one, from this moment onwards I will be this creature's primary and final opponent. And since he had seemed to have been thriving off of the pain and suffering of others," the Grand Priest adds, "I am going to hereby now ensure by my hands that he goes and suffers dearly for every punch of pain that this abomination has caused," with Whis responding, "Then your request is my command, Grand Minister, but I must ask you on just where the two Omni Kings currently are," Whis says, "and if they are being kept safely guarded in order to further avoid any unnecessary risks and dangers along the way," with the Grand Priest responding, "For the time being, I have instructed the Omni Guards to go and look after the Omni Kings by escorting them both back to Lord Zeno's homeworld, whilst also having to go as far as to ensure that the Super Dragon Balls are to be used to reverse the damage that was already done by this creature. And so while I go and take care of this beast in the meantime here, the Super Dragon Balls will be safeguarded and used to undo the damage that this monster has caused. But if the Omni Kings still choose to want to go and enter into the demon realm for the purpose purposes of either observation or judgment the Grand Priest
How long does it usually
continues,
take you to
then
find a
I am
match?
to allow for them to go right ahead and
I
do
just
so
saw mine,
freely,
so
which we
just
will
start in 2
first
minutes?
have to wait and see on what will go and come out of this
3
before
minutes?
we are to go and make any further decisions and choices. And so now please go and heal the others while I go and handle my business here, Whis, with Raijin responding, "But I don't understand. How are you set free from the prison realm that I placed you within, and how are you able to go and stand before me like this when you should be locked away and awaiting your fate by my hands with where it was that you were sent off to, Angel? And so how did you go and manage to return? As none of this seems to make any sort of sense, and more importantly, Raijin adds, is now that you have went and managed to capture my attention here, I am going to make you pay dearly for everything it was that you had done to me, you worthless angel. How I was set free and what I did to go and learn of your heinous crimes while remaining imprisoned within the angelic prison realm is none of your concern," the Grand Priest responds, "as you should be more worried about the consequences that you are about to be left off and having to deal with here, because what I'm about to go and deliver down onto you has only ever been seen and done once before," the Grand Priest says. "And while I'm sure that you were able to retain Myrnal's memories and having to see as to what it is that I am talking about in which I'm about to go and do here," the Grand Priest adds,
Can you hear me? It's Trunks.
Flying Nimbus!
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it. Great. You know what to do with that key. That's a new power key. Place it now. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
"Where am I?"
That's a new power key. Place it now. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. out of your misery right now!
Where am I? Where am I?
Get off!
Flying Nimbus!
Ally down! If you attempt to rescue them, watch out for enemies!
Stay calm.
An ally needs your help! We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
I owe you one. Oh, man.
Welcome. Thank you. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. My revenge is at hand!
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Just die!
Oh, man.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for
Stay
enemies.
calm. Stay calm.
Welcome. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
You're done!
This is your toast.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
The escape time machine's ready to launch. Ignore the power keys. Get out of there. There's a beacon where the blue light is. Now then.
Those guys didn't put no time on that machine, on that key,
Allow
man.
me to show you what a
know
fully
what they were
evolved
doing.
Tuffle is truly capable of. See it? Head that way fast.
and I was just getting bored. I'll savor your suffering before I end your meaningless life.
Here goes! This is not good. Ah! Ah!
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Ah! Oh, man.
A sight to behold.
Here comes the pain.
Any of your allies here once they calm down. I've got your back.
Looks like you might amuse me a little while longer.
Come on.
This helps. I will restore Planet Platinum, the homeworld of the toughest, and rule this entire universe as its king!
Beast. I want for you to go and prepare yourself, because not only will I never allow for you to go and get anywhere near the Gateway Realm and allowing for you to reach the Omniverse like how it was you had went and attempted to do an hour ago ever again. And so now get ready, because this is where you will now have to face Judgment Day, demon. To which it was only explosively enough within these very moments now, as the Grand Priest had then seemingly enough looked as though he was about to transform by exerting tremendous amounts of power and energy within the demon realm. The power exertion that the Grand Priest was beginning to emit was now beginning to actually crack the fabrics and having to separate the multiverse from the demon realm, as Demon Kibi went on to then quickly respond, "Whoa, what's happening out there? Because I can't seem to be able to go and see a thing. And so what is this? Is the Grand Minister looking to destroy everything here, including us here, or what?" With Goku responding, "Roach that power. And so I'm guessing that the Grand Minister isn't looking to go and waste any more time here against that monster, but do you think that it'll actually be enough to go and put Raijin down here for good, Whis?" With Whis responding, "Yes, but of course, and while I now anticipate for the Grand Minister to completely change the landscape of this overall conflict upon having to unleash his full power once again, it would also seem as though the Grand Minister's power output and effectiveness is now beginning to change the shape of the entire multiverse here," Whis continues, "in having things now be reverted by going back to how they were shown in being before Raijin's corruption, and so we will have to wait and see." With Raijin responding, "What an incredibly massive battle power, as surely this can't be that Omni power of his that he had went and used to destroy that fallen angel Murno with, now is it? And the multiverse, he had went and now completely severed the connection that I went on to combine when having to go and merge all 12 of the universes together within the
Yeah, guys, I'm
multiverse,
mashed
along
up right
with the
now.
demon realm and having them unified
My eyes are
as
puffy,
one.
watery,
Curse
sore throat,
him.
runny nose.
What does he think he's
I just don't feel like being on
doing?
camera right now,
What
but I'm
is
still
he
streaming.
trying to pull here
Shout out to
against
everyone
me?
who's still here
Raijin
watching.
questions.
Appreciate
He's
it.
quickly responding, and there we are. And now that everyone is healed, I will need for you all to stay where you currently are and wait for the time being, since this will now hereby be the Grand Minister's battle to wage now, with Raijin then having to chime back in. "No, but this shouldn't be possible, because I know that
You're going to act so utterly stupid, then you need to be punished accordingly. What is that?
Can you hear me?
Flying
It's
Nimbus!
Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power
Here
keys,
comes the pain!
and then place them in the right spots. Once I revert to an egg, I must bury myself underground for 3 years.
Yo, Super Saiyan, what's that ability that person just used, you know?
You're a savior.
What that skill is?
Once I revert to an egg, I must bury myself underground for 3 years. There, my form matures. You found a power key. Go slot it. That's a new power key. Place it now. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. You bore me. Are we done?
I'm feeling rather hungry. Time to absorb every last little bit of you. Welcome.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. Great. You know what to do with that key.
Welcome. Will you take a look at this? Another moron who doesn't know their place.
Someone save me! Thanks.
I'm an android, you see, and you can call me by my name. Cell.
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done.
Oh, man.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Penetration you drop.
Let's go!
Ah, you got us there. That was a good move.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Yo, you need a soda, man?
Use it to get out of there!
We were close, man. Good game. You have to lock in next game.
That I had ordered for him to go and be locked away, and so how was it that he was able to go and break free and come here like this? With Vegeta responding, so that's what that is. It's that power of his that we had went and seen the Grand Minister use against Murno. With Goku responding, yeah, as I almost forgot on what this kind of power that the Grand Minister is exerting even felt like, since it's been a very long time since we've seen him go and use it. But do you think that it'll actually work out there? Because surely it must, right? With the demon known as Kibi having to then further question, is that some kind of a transformation of sorts that the Grand Minister just revealed? Because, well, I didn't know that angels had this kind of an ability to go and pull off here before, with Beerus then responding, yeah, well, you're in luck here, demon, and so now I would advise for you just to stand back in the meantime and watch this battle very closely, because I can promise you that you are about to bear witness to something that is truly going to be special. To which it was only all the while in the meantime throughout the entirety of the multiverse itself, as Champa and Vados also went on to sense this massive anomaly having to happen, was when Champa then went on to quickly respond, wait, what the heck is that massive and boundless energy that I'm sensing, Vados? For could this be the very power of the Grand Minister that is beginning to shake the entirety of the cosmos like this? With Vados responding, why yes, Lord Champa, for this is unquestionably the doing of the Grand Minister having to now reveal himself onto the surface, but what's even more astonishing, Vados adds, is that it also appears as though he has now liberated the entire multiverse and now having to free them from the Demon Realm's control as well. So the Grand Minister has finally returned, and from the looks of it, Angel Margarita from Universe 11 went on to then quickly add, is that he also appears to be looking to finish this battle with that demon. However, with the coming battle ahead and with all eyes now locked and having them redirect everyone's attention towards the Demon Realm, and for everyone's sake, I hope that he is able to go and finish what that monster had started, because I fear that we won't go and have a second chance if this doesn't work, which I just know that it will. But then, it was only just upon with the Grand Priest now beginning to address Raijin directly upon having to now reveal his Omni form to him, was when the Grand Priest then went on to quickly respond, Raijin, you have violated the very foundation of all that was, all that is, and all that ever could be through your actions, and through your actions of those whom you have used to go and get where you wanted to be, as this nightmare that you have forged through the darkness in which you have spread will now come to a bitter end, and it'll come by the end of my hands and my hands alone. And through these actions that you have now taken and going against the very laws that we have placed here long before your time, meantime, you are now going to come to face your judgment, as from this moment onwards, I will be the one whom you will be standing across and battling against, demon. And while I can go as far as to hereby now go and eliminate you here and now as quickly as I was shown in having to go and enter within your domain, the Grand Priest continues, death itself is far too merciful of an end for you, as I am going to now go and make sure that you feel the weight of all of the lives in which you have destroyed, along with the balance that you have thrown into disarray, demon. For I will go on to strip you of this stolen power along with shattering this corrupted spirit of yours, as you will come to beg for the end of your life while I deny you the grace of death itself, the Grand Priest continues, as I am going to go on to punish you for every action that you have taken in breaking the laws in which you have, Raijin, and for attempting to converge and use the power of the 3 ancient configuration cubes in seeking out and attempting to also go and corrupt what lies beyond the other side. Will it only also now go on to be something that I will go and punish you for dearly, demon. And while you are now considered to be the second known life form to ever come this far and having to go and force my hand by revealing my true power and having to bring it out and onto the surface here against you, now I can start to see on exactly why you are every bit as dangerous as you claim for yourself to be, the Grand Priest continues, despite in having to further wield stolen and abominable power after merging both Murno's nature and Angel with your very own a demon. And now that I stand before you and having to wield a power that goes far beyond your very own reach, I am going to deliver onto you a pain and a beating so great, the Omni Grand Priest continues, that no other force in the entire multiverse is going to go and save you from what it is that you have coming, demon, with Raijin responding, "Curse you, wretched vermin, for you may see yourself as being the Grand Guardian of Divine Order, but through my eyes, all I see is but a target who awaits their ultimate obliteration, because not only does this declaration of war excite me, but it only goes on to further fuel my desire to go and tear you apart, dismantle your prestige, and extinguish this light of yours once and for all. As your declaration only ensures that I will now go on to use every ounce of my full power to go and do what it is that fallen angel Murno couldn't go and do, Raijin continues, and that is for me to simply go and erase you from existence itself by my hand and my hand alone. So you may go on to be the strongest now, and perhaps even having
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it.
Someone save me! You be careful too, okay?
Everyone's disconnecting.
You're a big...
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Oh, man. Flying Nimbus!
Whew, excuse me.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. Great! You know what to do with that key.
Flying Nimbus! Holy hell. Take on. You bastard! You are to erase anyone standing in our way. No. No!
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done.
Welcome.
Flying Nimbus!
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
I owe you one.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Make good use of them.
Damn, I didn't think he would see me.
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? You've got all 7
Flying
Dragon
Nimbus!
Balls. Summon Shenron at the altar. The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer.
Understood.
Let's do this!
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Thanks.
The startup system's destroyed. The escape time machine's almost prepped. You need to head for the beacon that's indicated by a blue light.
Let's go!
Ooh, just missed that solar flare.
Watch out for enemies.
Flying Nimbus!
Anyone wants to join, feel free. You got a minute.
going to be nearly invincible after revealing this Omni power of yours, but understand clearly here, Priest, that my wrath recognizes no boundaries, as I will go and run you down by the end of this war until your final breath is taken beneath the weight of my boundless power and paying you back for everything that it was that you had went on to go and do to me, Angel. How dare you go and position yourself in declaring my endgame so prematurely when the source of my internal torment and the reasons behind as to why I went and did what I did was all because of you, you meddlesome wretch. But no matter, because by the time this here is over between us, no matter how high it is that you are able to climb and no matter how powerful you want to go and claim for yourself to be, I cannot and I will not go and allow for you to be in what will result in my undoing, you rotten creature. And what hubris in having everything that it was that you had just said come from you of all people? Because how are you going to be so sure that any of this that you have just said is actually going to unfold in the ways of which you think that they're going to, Raijin questions? How are you so sure that I too don't also possess the potential in reaching a similar Omni-based level just like yours, you angelic worm? And why wouldn't I be able to? Why wouldn't I be able to ascend beyond your reach in obtaining a similar level of power, or perhaps even a far greater one, or perhaps even a far greater one than the one that you are shown in having to use against me right now, Angel? Because let's not go and forget now that I am able to fully use and tap into Murno's reserves along with his potential in having it elevate me to far greater heights than the one in which I am currently residing within. And so what makes you believe that I won't be able to eclipse you if my potential far exceeds your very own, Grand Minister? With the Omni Grand Priest responding, your empty threats do not invoke any fear that is placed within my heart when having to take a look into seeing as to what you turned yourself into. And as this amalgamated parasite continues to go and fester from deep within you, the Omni Grand Priest continues, as it feeds off of your desperate rage in hopes of being enough in what will stop me, you have already lost this battle here against me, as I will gladly hereby go as far as to also prove it to you the moment you are to go and make your first move. A parasite, huh? Is that what you think of me as being? Well, fine. Then why don't you go and stay right where you are and
Right now we're just watching a manga from Unreal End Gaming. It's called Beyond Dragon Ball Super, the entire story of the Dark Masters and Demon God Raijin. We have another match. It's going to begin in about 2 minutes, so stay tuned.
And so what good is your own word to anyone if you will ultimately fail to deliver on your promises, especially since you and I both know that no matter what you assume to know after retaining Murno's memory or lack thereof, you will never escape the judgment that awaits you, the Grand Priest continues. But in the meantime, let's just see if you can prove me wrong, as now I want to see if you have what it takes to do as I just did and match my resolve, demon. Now I get it, Vegeta went on to then respond, as the Grand Minister is looking to do unto Raijin as Raijin had done unto so many others. But could this perhaps be a mistake of some kind that maybe the Grand Minister is hereby making? Because how could we go and be so sure that this demon isn't going to use one of the many tricks throughout this battle that he has within his pocket to elevate himself even further than where he is right now in this battle? With Beerus responding, well, although we cannot go and simply rule out the idea of this demon having to somehow find a way to perhaps change the tides within his favor during this battle, the odds of seeing this demon prevail over the Grand Minister, however, is essentially non-existent. Yes, and while I second Lord Beerus's overview, since the Grand Minister appears to deliberately want to choose to engage Raijin this way, Whis adds, I am also starting to now believe that while Raijin indeed appears to be changing from within, perhaps the Grand Minister is also using this moment here between them to go as far as to gauge his Omni level of power when fighting this demon, since Raijin's case in having an enemy of his caliber
time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
savior.
Nothing personal. I'm just following my orders.
Oh, yeah!
Don't tell me! You think you can win?
Thanks.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme
Brother, thank you for the
caution
super
if you're
chat.
going to help.
You're the first one.
What'd you do? Don't tell me you were holding out on me.
You found a power key.
I just got monetized this morning.
Appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you guys for watching and subbing.
You'll have to contend with me now.
But I appreciate it, man. You're the first one. I'll never forget you.
You still have more fight in you? You'll have to contend with me now.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. Great! You know what to do with that key.
Welcome.
What is this?
Take that drink, man.
This game is called Dragon Ball The Breakers.
We don't know what
Playing on
danger
PlayStation 5 right now.
awaits before rushing in.
Flying Nimbus!
You still have more fight in you?
Are you a Dragon Ball fan?
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Oh, man. This isn't good.
should get it. It's like under 30 bucks. It's not too expensive.
This isn't good.
No, I haven't. Just Xenoverse and Kakarot.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Looks like you need some power keys. I'm sending them over now.
I forgot this raider can steal power keys. That's why I can't find nothing.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. Great. You know what to do with that key.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Found you.
Give it up already.
Dragon Balls. Summon Shinron.
Serious?
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Give it up already.
The escape time machine's ready to launch. Ignore the power keys. Get out of there. There's a beacon where the blue light is. Do you see it? Head that way fast.
I owe you.
Flying Nimbus!
Here goes! This! Prepare yourself!
Still have more fight in you?
I'm in trouble now.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
There's no way you're beating me!
Understood.
What is this?
The Super Time Machine startup system is ready. You need to be extra careful.
I've had enough of this. I'm activating Cellmax.
Enough of this foolishness!
Doctor!
I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
All right.
I'll take care of them, but I need you to buy me some time. I sent over a super transfer. Be careful with it. Should make it easier to deal with them. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think help them. I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
come along isn't always a frequent one to begin with here either, and so I must go on to assume that the Grand Minister is hereby going and taking these moments to not only punish this demon for everything that he has done to break the laws of the cosmos before him, but on top of the fact, it also looks as though the Grand Minister is testing to see if he could exploit any and all of Raijin's weaknesses and vulnerabilities, Whis says, and as I would go as far as to wager that he must already know of some of them by now, which is why we will have to go and wait and see as to what will come from this.
Make a mockery of me, will you, to shun me away and cast me into the voids beneath you, huh? Raijin adds, well, not this time, because this time I won't allow for you to have this go within your favor. And as I intend on having things go and end differently here between us, and if you still wish to go and doubt me, then stay right where you are.
But it was only just as all of these arms were then beginning to explode and literally having no effect upon the Omni Grand Priest whatsoever was when the Omni Grand Priest then went on to respond, does it damage your ego to know that everything that you will try and use against me will ultimately backfire just like the rest did? Because that was just pathetic, Defiler.
Oh, don't you worry, because sooner or later I am going to make you eat those words, whether you see it coming or not, which you won't.
Which it was only within these very moments now as a gigantic explosion was then seen having to emanate from the battlefield with Raijin being shown having to look on, was when Raijin then went on to quickly continue.
There we are, as that ought to go and slow him down for a short enough time period and allowing for me to hurry and go and think of some kind of an alternate strategy in order for me to overtake that wretched minister during this battle. But even now, something doesn't feel right, because surely he couldn't have just tanked through my attack
Terrence in the
just now
building.
and having
You here?
that affect him now.
We got a match with you.
Just so that we are clear here, Defiler, in case you weren't already able to go and catch on to the fact, for not only am I hereby choosing to go and willingly limit myself here against you so that I may inflict upon you as much damage in making you pay for your actions that had nearly resulted in our absolute annihilation, but I also want for you to go and be able to fully experience the difference between our powers firsthand, since you had already positioned yourself into believing that your strength had already stood at the very pinnacle of supremacy itself, which it almost did after having to do away with both myself and the Omni Kings. The Omni Grand Priest continues when in reality
a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it. Great! You know what to do with that key.
Oh no! Thank you! Thank you!
Flying Nimbus!
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Thanks!
Welcome.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Flying Nimbus!
Great! You found another power key. Use it quick. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Flying Nimbus!
You're a big help. You'll have to contend with me now.
Oh no! Please help me!
Going on.
You're done! Let's fly!
Bro, the game's lagging so much, man. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Anyone out there?
Flying Nimbus!
Anyone out there?
You bastard!
Yo, the game's glitching out, man. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Resistance is futile.
I got some AOL.
Looks like you need some power
Dial-up.
keys. I'm sending them over now.
close.
I owe you one. Flying Nimbus!
The startup system for the Super Time Machine is ready. Head there now.
Flying Nimbus!
I've had enough of this. I'm activating Cellmax.
Enough of this foolishness!
Doctor! You're done!
I'll take care of them, but I need you to buy me some time. I sent over a super transmitter. Be careful with it. Should make it easier to deal with them. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Flying Nimbus!
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it?
Holy hell.
Tread carefully if you want to get closer. The startup system's destroyed. The escape time machine's almost prepped. You need to head for the beacon that's indicated by a blue light. I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. The escape time machine is back. Whenever you have a beacon, you can call it again. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. The escape time machine is back. Whenever you have a beacon, you can call it again. I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
Like this?
R.I.P. man, R.I.P. The guy's internet was trash, bro.
reality, your stolen and contradictory powers only serve in having to simply keep you alive long enough before I finally go and decide to put you into the grave where you rightfully belong. Only this time, you will not go on to be afforded the prospect of being lucky enough to have yourself be locked away like how you once were, the Grand Priest says. And that is simply because keeping you alive will only continue to act against our very best interests here, and especially if you were to somehow go and find a way to be freed from your captive prison yet again, just as it was the first time around. And so to avoid and ever allowing for you to create such problems like the ones that you have created thus far by having them happen again one day, I am going to hereby now go and take every opportunity here between us that I can possibly go and manage to get my hands on, in allowing for me to go and inflict upon you the horrors that you yourself had went on to cause onto so many of the others as retribution for your terrible deeds, demon. And that is simply because while you were looking for a shortcut in order to go and attempt to discover and consume the Omniverse by any and all measures, the Omni Grand Priest continues, even if it came at the expense of your own existence, the abomination that you have created by combining Myrno's former glory alongside your own cannot be allowed to go and continue to exist, because while the angelic nature seeks equilibrium, the essence of a demonic nature such as your own seeks dominion, the Grand Priest continues, and when forcefully bound together will it only begin to slowly literally tear your body apart from within, as it currently is shown in having to do right now. An abomination precisely defined, a mixture that unmakes the meanings of its ingredients, which is
Super Saiyan.
exactly in what you
At least we're getting
no
quick
matter how
matches.
many times you
We're not
wish
waiting
to
like
change
20
the Grand
minutes
Priest
for a match.
continues, you will never be able to go and undo
The next match should
damage
begin
that
about
you
2
have
minutes.
already caused, especially not after having to use those 3 ancient configuration cubes to go as far as to track down and confirm the existence of the Omniverse as well, demon. To which it was only just then during these very moments now as the Omni Grand Priest was then shown having to beat Raijin into an oblivion was when Goku then went on to quickly chime back in. So what exactly was this Omniverse that Raijin had been so desperate to go and discover and enter into that the Grand Minister keeps talking about? Goku questions. Because aside from now having to go and learn about Raijin's drawbacks that are seemingly having to come from within, why was his mission in having to go and reach to discover the Omniverse that important to him? With Whis responding, well, for as much as I can remember and having to hear whispers about it, the Omniverse itself is said to be home to a vast number of different multiverses and timelines, all filled with their own alternate dimensions and events that had shaped them into all being different and apart from one another. However, Whis continues, while the question on how and why Raijin wasn't fully able to go and bypass his way into achieving his plan still remains unknown, since of course we still don't truly know on what it was that had caused for him to be thrown back out in the first place. But if there's one thing that I will say, Whis adds, it's that no matter how hard he might try and no matter how desperate Raijin becomes in attempting to go and try anything that he believes will turn the tides within his favor, there will be nothing that I truly believe that he can go and do that will work to help save him against the power that the Grand Minister is using out there against that.
Alright, man, let's go. Get us W.
Can you hear me? It's Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Then place them in the right spots. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. You found a power key. Go slot it.
Gotta get the hell out of here! Give me a freaking break.
Great. You know what to do with that key.
I'm gonna come right here next.
Flying Nimbus!
Not out of there.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Oh, come on!
That's a new power key. Place it now. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Flying Nimbus!
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Stay calm.
We did it!
Flying Nimbus! Get up! I owe you. Flying Nimbus!
door keys. Get out of there. There's a beacon where the blue light is. Do you see it? Head that way fast. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there. You're done! Come on! Raccoon! Better! Dice! Combo! Ganyu! Together we are the New Force!
This is perfect!
That monster right now, and while Raigen's current punishment is an order that directly comes down from the Grand Minister, as he believes that such evil is deserving of such a fate as the one that Raigen is facing within this very moment right now, since Raigen's entire motive was seemingly to go and conquer every other reality, including his own, which has now ultimately resulted in having Raigen face the full weight of his karma by the hands of the Grand Minister himself, especially when given their history. And unless of course there is something that Raigen isn't showing us out there, Whis continues, do I only then believe that this punishment here by the Grand Minister is absolutely warranted, because unlike what Murno tried doing, Raigen had attempted to overstep the natural laws which hold the multiverse together, and because of this, Whis adds, we will simply have to wait and watch to see on how this will go before we are to go and make any sudden judgment or assumption out there, to which moments later, as we then pan on over back to the Grand Priest, as the Grand Priest was shown having to beat Raigen down, was when the Grand Priest then went on to quickly respond, "You battle for control within yourself, but it's utterly futile, for the unstable merger between both angelic and demonic powers will ultimately erupt in a violent internal cataclysm from within, tearing your spirit apart until you have made the ultimate choice, and that is to simply go on to choose whether to accept your fate here and be punished for your crimes, as you cannot possibly hope to match my power output during this battle here, or," the Grand Priest continues, "you can choose to instead go and continue to push yourselves in hopes of having something change here against me, which will only continue to further drive you deeper and deeper into the voids of insanity, as no matter which of these outcomes you end up choosing, and no matter how strongly you believe that anything that you can come up with here will actually work," the Grand Priest continues, "and no matter how strongly it is that you feel in your conviction here to push yourself in attempting to use any and all measures that you could go and get your hands on to try and leverage victory over me, understand these words when I tell them to you, that I will not only crush your aspirations of ever having you attempt such actions here against me with succession, but you have also reached the limits of your full power, which barely even had any effect out here against me, the Grand Priest continues, which I am more than already certain that you are also very well aware of by now, which only further explains as to why you are starting to slowly lose your composure out here against me, demon. And as the overseer of the laws in which the great Omni Kings hold in place, the Omni Grand Priest continues, commit to an action and make your choice against me here and now, otherwise I will hereby go and make your choice for you, as the pain that I intend on having to go and put you through has only just began to scratch the surface here, you abomination. And thus choose now, demon, with the battle damage Raijin being shown slowly getting up by turning around and responding. Why, you self-absorbed and arrogant angelic creature, and just why would I go and bow myself out of this battle so soon? For you have some nerve, angel. I hate you more than words could ever possibly hope to go and describe, Raijin says. But this isn't over. This isn't over by a long shot, angel. And so don't go and assume and take this moment in having it be what signifies my end, because I am very much far from finished here with you, Grand Minister. And even if I must go and burn my very own existence down to ashes and rise from the fires of oblivion itself, I will find a way to go and match your power, and once I do, once the tides have shifted within my favor, will my strength only wind up in having to completely eclipse yours in ways that your feeble divine mind cannot possibly hope to comprehend. And as I had sworn a very long time ago that if the divine would not go and make room for my hunger, Raijin continues, then I will leave nothing behind in the wake of destroying everything that they hold dear to their hearts, if it means in having to finally win, and will I shall. Because if this means that I will have to go and destroy myself in order to finally destroy all of them, then that is exactly what I will hereby go and accept, in allowing for this to go and be my fate, if it means having me go and take them all down and into the graves alongside with me. And while they see me as being an existential threat to their very ways of life and existence itself, if I must go and destroy my very nature in order to watch them all crash and burn as a result of my unbound quest for absolute power, then that is exactly what it will be that I will now go and do, no matter the cost. Which it was only shockingly enough now within these very moments, with the others having to oversee, as Raijin was now beginning to seemingly transform and having to manifest all of his power now onto the surface, was when Beerus went on to then quickly chime in. What in the world does that maniac think he's doing over there, Whis? And as his power is starting to rapidly skyrocket, even more than how it was shown in having to be before. And so now what does that demon think that he's doing? Because everything is starting to shake under the weight of the power that he is exerting, with Vegeta having to then quickly chime in. But where did he go and manage to find this much power from? As surely you aren't going to go and tell me that this freak had been harboring this much power since the very beginning, whilst having to go and hide this from us the entire time, now did he? Because it's also now starting to look as though his body is starting to change out there as well, but why? With Whis responding, oh no, as I am starting to fear that there is something else that is now beginning to take shape, which appears to be coming from deep within his very spirits, as despite with the amount of power that Raijin is pouring out onto the surface now, his essence from within appears to be rapidly changing, as it almost now appears as though he is now beginning to condense his energy into one singular point within his body, almost like some kind of a ticking time bomb of sorts. But we mustn't go and let our guard down just yet, Whis continues, because it still doesn't look as though we are going to be getting out of this mess here anytime soon, to which, as we pan on over back to the Grand Priest, was when the Grand Priest went on to then quickly respond, so I was right to assume that he is going for broke down there, since he now looks to be pushing himself beyond his previous physical capabilities. But what exactly is he planning? Listen to me, all of you, Whis went on to then create a barrier by addressing everyone and responding, as no matter what ends up happening out there, and no matter what this monster tries to unleash and having to draw forth and onto the surface, we are to ensure and trust that the Grand Minister will continue to go and handle things the way they are, far, but I do fear that since it now looks as though with Raijin beginning to grow more and more unstable the more he continues to overexert himself, this was surely the last thing that I had ever expected to go and watch unfold. Whis continues, as I had ultimately feared that he would go and harbor more power than what he was shown in having to use when battling against the rest of us, but since we really don't know as to what it is that we are in for, especially with Raijin now appearing to now be far stronger than Murno was ever shown in having to be before, we must trust that the Grand Minister will go on to finish this beast for good, as he is our one and only best chance in having to ensure our survival when facing that monster. To which it was only back on over with the Grand Priest now having to oversee this from above and now gaining a better understanding as to what it was that Raijin was now beginning to do was when the Omni Grand Priest then went on to quickly respond. So this was your backup plan that you have been hiding from the rest of us this entire time, for you have not only allowed for the parasite that was growing from deep within your forged spirits to now fully manifest itself onto the surface, but he also appears to be concentrating all of his energy into one singular point within his body somewhere, the Grand Priest continues, and now having to amount into becoming a ticking time bomb of sorts, which only goes as far as to now show me that he is willing to go and throw his own life away if it means putting an end to me, to which it was only back down below as Raijin's transformation was now seemingly having to be complete and giving way to now go as far as to reveal Raijin's Berserker form having to manifest itself onto the surface was when Berserker Raijin then went on to quickly respond.
You drove me into this, you angelic freak! You are the one who had pushed me to my absolute breaking point! And now that I have exerted everything that I am into bringing it out and onto the very surface, this is where you are going to finally meet your end. And as I vow to destroy you at any and all costs, no matter if I am to go and destroy myself along the way, Raijin continues, this is the choice that I have decided to go with here, because just as it once was when I fell, in due time so will you, the last of the old guard and mightiest warriors among them all, fall as well, Raijin says. And since both yourself along with your pathetic allies there have already taken everything that I could ever hope to strive for, and coming in between everything it was that I had been slowly building here, just as all of you had managed to once again go and take everything away from me, and I too will now ensure that I am going to go and do the same to all of you, because if I can't go and be allowed to rule over the multiverse with an iron fist whilst being granted access into once again being able to enter into the Omniverse, then nobody can, as I will gladly go and stake my life on it that it does. Whoa, what in the world just happened to him out there, you guys? For his power feels completely different and far more massive than how it was shown prior to watching him undergo that transformation of his, but what do you all think that this could mean, Goku continues, and more importantly, is do you all think that he is maybe now around the same level as the Grand Minister? Because I really didn't truly think that he would even go and take it this far, with Whis responding, oh dear, well I'm afraid to say that I honestly do not know at the moment, for this new power of Raijin's appears to be the complete integration of both his demonic and angelic sides, in having them be pushed to unprecedented extremes and birthing some kind of a mutation of sorts, Whis continues, as he also seems to now be operating on a level so dangerously volatile that it goes far beyond any normal deity's capacity to maintain, with the only other exceptions in having to be the Grand Minister and the Omni Kings, and with every surge of energy that he exerts, the situation spirals into greater peril and potentially dooming us all if this imbalance that I sense, which appears to be coming from somewhere deep within, isn't dealt with immediately, Whis says. And yet even now, I can't seem to detect on where this imbalance is originating from, as the energy currents within his body are now in a constant flux, which ultimately makes it nearly impossible for me to go and trace, Whis says, to which it was only just as Raijin was then shown successfully completing his transformation and now having to address the Grand Priest was when Raijin then went on to quickly respond, behold, O exalted attendant of the Omni Kings, as I have now transformed
transcended. For no longer am I bound by the mediocre limits that had once confined within me now, but instead, Berserker Raijin continues, I now embrace an entirely new realm of power altogether, as well as having me accept this newly forged spirit of mine, which was born out of my hatred and fire, and having it be what will guide me here against you, as you should have destroyed me when you had the chance in having to go and do so earlier, Raijin continues. But just like yourself here, Grand Minister, I just want for you to know that should the stars go in align against me, which I already know that they won't, but if, against all reason, my inevitable victory is once again ripped away from me, then worry not, because there is always a plan B, Grand Minister. An enigma of mine so profound that it will only ensure my triumph over you, even if I am to be destroyed, in ways of which you can't even begin to fathom, you pathetic lapdog. As you may go on to be the ethereal enforcer who governs over the entire multiverse, Raijin continues, but this breakthrough of mine, after shattering my limits, will ultimately be in what will set the new standard here between us, as it is an extremely rare opportunity for two of the most powerful titans across the planes of all life to be shown in having to clash like this. But what do you say that we go and resume our battle from where we had left off, and finally having to settle our long and storied history here once and for all, as well as finally coming to discover the truth and seeing as to which one of us is truly the strongest living beings in the entire cosmos. And so now, are you ready? Because I am going to hit you with everything that I can possibly exert, and so are you ready? Interesting, the Omni Grand Priest responds, and so while your power may be impressive to those who are unaware of what it is that you had done to achieve such a level, not only do I hereby feel strongly about this upcoming battle of ours, given my experience and confidence in knowing that my power is mine, and I welcome you to go ahead and gladly give me your absolute best, because this is going to be the last time that you will ever have the chance to go and prove me wrong about you here, demon, and so now bring it. To which, of course, Raijin did in fact do exactly as the Grand Priest said in having to bring it, because with Raijin then shown having to quickly make his way towards the Omni Grand Minister was when Vegeta went on to then quickly respond, wait a minute, and just what exactly did he mean by what he had mentioned out there when he said that he had some kind of a plan B in case he is to go and definitively lose out there against the Grand Minister? And more importantly, Vegeta continues, is what exactly do you mean by what you said about having to go and sense the source behind this irregular imbalance within him constantly shifting around to where it can't be traced? Because I don't understand as to what it is that you were saying, and so what exactly do you mean? With Whis having to then quickly respond, well, regarding in what Raijin meant by having this plan B of his in case he were to go and fail to defeat the Grand Minister during this battle, and I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest idea of what exactly he is plotting, as this could simply imply anything from perhaps maybe another hidden artifact of some kind, to perhaps maybe an ally of some sort if he hasn't already eliminated the ones that he already had before. However, Whis continues, I do theorize that this may in fact tie directly into the alarming irregularity that I sense coming from deep within him, and as we mustn't go and underestimate this demon's ability to subvert and manipulate our expectations, Whis adds, even if he is faced with having to go and engage against the Grand Minister's Omni power, because just like he was shown in having to do a few
way of human pests. I will finish you off nice and slowly. Time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
hiding again. Not for long. End of the line.
What out there? Shit,
I owe you.
helpless.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Flying Nimbus!
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
Thank you very much.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Flying Nimbus! Stay calm. Stay calm.
You're my savior.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
What do you think of it?
Flying
Send
Nimbus!
you a super transfer. Use it to hold the enemy back. Great. You know what to do with that key.
Flying Nimbus!
Welcome.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
I found you. Come, mortal, I fulfill your wish and strike you with
Holy hell. Holy hell. Holy hell.
I'm alive, for it is all too limited. Oh, before we begin, there's one small detail. I am immortal. Your stunted efforts will have no effect on me, never.
The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
You're done!
Watch out for enemies.
Let's go!
Justice cannot lose!
Terrence, that was you? GG's, man. Yo, Super, you want to play one more? Or are you done?
Excuse me.
Minutes ago, Raijin could ultimately grow desperate enough in attempting to try something similar of the sorts, but in a different way if he needs to. But on top of that, it would seem as though he is continuously drawing additional power from the demon realm and treating it like an endless reservoir for extra energy and a bolstered power supply. I am, however, though stumped on having to break through this enigma, but the Grand Priest, being immensely more seasoned and potent, Whis continues, will undoubtedly enough get to the heart of Raijin's anomalies. However, I do implore you all not to go and rush in just yet, and so now let us observe until the moment demands for our involvement, Whis adds, as I strongly suspect that he is still siphoning additional power straight from the demon realm itself, and perhaps using it as some kind of an auxiliary energy source or supplementary power supply of some kind to further amplify and fuel his dark evolution. As even though I can't fully penetrate this mystery just yet myself, Whis continues, you can nevertheless rest assured that the Grand Minister, with his vast amounts of experience and unimaginable battle power, will undoubtedly unravel it all by the very end of this conflict, as he is far superior in such matters. But please, everyone, do make sure to hold yourselves back and do not intervene just yet, as we must wait until it's clear for our assistance is truly required in helping the Grand Minister if he needs us. Wait, but hold on, Kibi then went on to quickly ask Whis by responding, at the moment, while it appears like Raijin is at least starting to look as though he is able to fight back without having to be completely overtaken like he was shown in being just a few moments ago, how are we to know if our aid isn't warranted now, Angel? With Whis responding, well, although it's hard to tell at the moment, even though I strongly stand with the Grand Minister in having to still hold the advantage here, despite with Raijin having to seemingly attempt to fight on par with him, very rarely does something like this ever go on to rear its ugly head. Onto the surface and being something that you will see every day, and for Raijin's destabilizing nature having be something that I'm sure the Grand Minister is already hyperfixated and focused on, Whis continues, we must go on to trust that the Grand Minister can continue to maintain dominance over this demon, and while it's unclear on what exactly is going through each of their heads as they carry on in testing one another's sheer might and willpower by enduring such brutal punishment, unless there is to be something critical that changes, or unless the Grand Priest were to somehow go and approve of our aid, will I only continue to go on to urge you all to stay right where you are and leave this up to the Grand Minister to go and deal with Brohan responding, so tell us then, Whis, is your confidence rooted in knowing that the Grand Minister is still far stronger than this demon currently is? Because unless of course there is something more that none of us can happen to go and see out there, Brohan continues, if the Grand Minister is still in fact far stronger, then how come he just doesn't go and destroy this demon right then and there and be done with this? With Whis responding, now while I do personally still believe for the Grand Minister to not only be far stronger and far more capable than Raijin is shown in having to be out there against him, the reasons as to why I believe that the Grand Minister is looking to wage this fight against such an adversary like this is more than likely due to Raijin's comments about this secondary plan.
Yo, Super Saiyan, is that you on Twitch as well?
Of his, along with having to go and take this time to go and test his Omni level of power Whis adds, since there of course wouldn't have been anyone else out there who would have been able to go and test the Grand Minister's resolve like this, as I am more than sure that this must be on exactly why he is choosing to go through with this the way that he currently is, to which as Raijin was then shown having to completely land on the ground safely, was when an irritated and frustrated Raijin went on to then further acknowledge the Grand Priest by responding, "Why, you dirty little angelic pest! You aren't going to cast me aside and dismiss my resolve here against you that easily. Especially not while I still have far more power left and going and using it here against you." But even despite with Raijin's best attempts in having to once again miss the Grand Priest was when the Grand Priest went on to then quickly respond, "Then if that's how you plan on having to go and continue this here against me, you'll need to go and be far quicker and far more strategic than that if you hope to achieve this goal of yours, which you and I both know isn't going to be achieved here no matter what it is that you try, Raijin. And so now let us go and continue by having you feel every bit of the pain that you have went on to inflict onto so many others, as this was for attempting to go and do away with both myself along with the Omni Kings, the Omni Grand Priest continues, for you will never go and be given a second chance to ever go and do what you tried to do against us like that ever again. And while I intend on having to go and prove to you on why your power pales in comparison to my own, the Grand Priest adds, despite with you having to overexert yourself to the point where you had created a mutation through your will and wanting to see me destroyed, and I will hereby go and extinguish that very fire that burns within that blackened soul of yours, no matter how long it will take in having me go and do it. So, is that so? Well, not if I have anything to say about that, you won't, you worthless waste of space. So now here you go, as I want for you to go and take this back. But the Grand Priest wasn't having any of this, because even despite with Raijin being shown having to use a portal in trying to further redirect the Grand Priest attack, with the Grand Priest being shown grabbing onto his own attack before shoving it back through the portal, was when the Grand Priest further went on to acknowledge this sentiment by quickly responding, "As if I'd even give you the chance to go and try it here against me, demon, and so no, I don't think so. And as a matter of fact, since you don't seem to quite understand given your lack of focus whilst being hell-bent on attempting to try and best me, are you beginning to now see on why that will never happen here, demon? Because if you don't, and if you can't seem to quite get it by now," the Grand Priest adds, "then allow for me to once again go and prove to you that no matter what it is that you try, whether it's using demonic or angelic techniques against me, none of it will wind up in having to work on me no matter how many times you go and try them." To which it was only just upon with the massive explosion then quickly having to be seen was when Goku then went on to quickly chime back in, "Incredible, but I can still sense that Raijin's power isn't shown in having to decrease here, but instead," Goku continues, "from what I can tell out there, he seems to be rather forcing himself to go and continue to increase his power despite in having to still fall behind the Grand Minister. So it looks as though you are indeed far more of a complex opponent than I ever expected for someone like you to be, and although I had always known that taking you on was never going to be as easy for me to overcome."
Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream now. We've been streaming for over 2 hours, and I'm sick right now. So I think I'm gonna go to bed a little early tonight. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who stayed and watched. Shout out to Super Saiyan. Shout out to Zeke. Shout out to Bad RNG for the super chat. Appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.